Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is a sad video that I have to make, and that is in relation to what's going on in Romania and specifically with General Radu Theodoru, the 101-year-old general in Romania who is accused of treason. I have here about 4 articles where the media trashes this individual, accusing him of treason, cooperating with the Russians, being on the Russian payroll, being a traitor, and so on. I also have an interview with Mr. Radu Theodoru, general, in which he is going to explain how the parallel state, as he calls it, raided his house. The interview is in Romanian, and I will try to do my best to translate it. It's very, very sad, but very revealing. I said this in the past, and I will say it again. If you get a chance to speak with our elders, the other people, our grandparents, you're going to realize they had a different attitude towards life, society, country, people, friends, family, that the one that we are supposed to have nowadays. Individualistic, cold, and mercantile. Radu Theodoru will analyze the perquisition, I don't know how you call it, the raid on him, by the Romanian authorities, using his old-time way of being a Romanian, and that's unacceptable. Remember, he's a patriot, he's a nationalist. These guys want to, or try to, pinpoint him with Călin Georgescu, the Romanian candidate, the presidency that these guys are trying to lynch. And he's going to explain how idiotic that is. I will explain. I will go one by one over these articles, and I'm very sad. I'm very sad because for me, it's not a confirmation. I already know Romania is under occupation, has been under occupation, military occupation, economic occupation, cultural occupation, and political occupation. And to hear how this 101-year-old general who fought in the Second World War analyzes these baboons in the Romanian political spectrum, political parties, it is just a way that many of us with, I would say, as we say, minte sănătoasă, with healthy mind, analyze what's going on in Romania. So, let's start with the first article. Right here. The first article comes from, obviously, the New Voice of Ukraine, who celebrates the general's arrest, perquisition, raid, and attachment to Călin Georgescu, and accused of treason. And this is the title: Romanian authorities arrest 6 for treason, including 101-year-old general. This is a general. Romanian authorities have arrested 6 people suspected of treason and plotting to overthrow the constitutional order, including the 101-year-old retired Major General Radu Georgescu. The arrest took place on March 6, according to Romanian news outlet DG24. Investigators say the suspects, this guy plus the other 6, right, or 5, formed an organization group in 2023 with the goal of undermining Romanian sovereignty and independence. Authorities allege, an allegation is this: I say something about you, That's an allegation. I don't have to prove it. I just say you committed a crime. And that's it. That's an allegation. So according to these aliens of outside of the Romanian people, they say that the organization of General Radu Theodoru was called Vlad Țepeș. Beautiful, beautiful. And supposedly, allegedly, they tried to change the name of Romania into Geția. Geția or Dacia. Let's read further these imbeciles. Officials say the group operated a military-style structure, that guy, aimed to seize power and dismantle political parties. The suspects allegedly had multiple contacts with agents of a foreign power. Let me break the news. Russia. Both inside and in Russia. Investigators say they also traveled to Russia several times to inform contacts there about their plans to take power in Romania. The group reportedly recruited supporters through social media where they called Romania's withdrawal from NATO and advocated for restoring economic and cultural ties with Russia, China, and Iran. This sounds like really a Hollywood stupid low-level movie. Among the suspects is World War II veteran, for you Major General bullshitters, Radu Theodoru, a retired Major General now facing charges. All right? So, let's see what's the next one. This comes from Romanian media outlet called Libertatea. Freedom, liberty. Ce este Comandamentul Vlad Țepeș, organizația acuzată de trădare care voia să schimbe numele României și organiza o lovitură de stat? What is the Vlad Țepeș commandment, or unit, I don't know how we call it, the organization accused. When you're accused, it's nothing proven, remember, of treason, which wanted to change the name of Romania and organize a coup d'etat. This guy. Okay. Comandamentul Vlad Țepeș is an organization visited and, how do you call that? In court by DIICOT, this is a thought police, I'm guessing, for a grup infracțional, organizat și trădare, pentru grup infracțional, for a group accused of infractions like criminal activities and treason, in which General Radu Theodoru is implicated. The veteran of 100 years old was visited and frisked, raided by the prosecutors. All right? So, these guys say that Vlad Țepeș organization had a military wing and a civil wing. The organization was developed on two wings, military and civil. The decision in the organization was, so the guys in charge of the decision makers were the sfatul înțelepților, the wise people's group, or whatever you want to call it. 14 people. And they tell us who those people, some of them, are. So these guys are accused by the prosecutors of treason and infracțional organizat, group infracțional organizat. So infraction, organized group that tried to overthrow and all that. And these guys supposedly wanted to change the name of Romania into Geția. Geția is the name of Dacia. Now this is very false. This was created by Moscow. They called us Dacians, but we're not Dacians, we're Geți. We are Thracians. And in this Thracian group, tribe, there were the Dacians, which I think the Romans were calling Geți. So these guys want to change the name of Romania into Geția, the way the Romans called the Dacians. One tribe among the Thracians. Romania, on the Romanian territory, there were not the Geți or Dutch, the Dacians. That was one. in the southern of the Carpathians, between the Danube River and the Carpathian Mountains. There were other groups over Romania. They were all Thracians. So that's a history written by Moscow. The Soviets, not the Russians. So if someone calls the Russians, they were the Soviets. Who were in charge of Soviet Union? The guys that are in charge of Romania as well. And on top of trying to change the name, they wanted to change this constitution and to get back the historical territories taken by Ukraine, and to get back in normal relations, cultural, economic relations with Russia, China, and Iran. Nothing wrong with that. And I think those historical territories taken by Ukraine, given actually by Stalin, the Georgian, not the Russian, and given to Stalin, those should be Romanian. So that's the main thing about this institution. Now, Libertatea. Generalul Radu Theodoru răspunde acuzațiilor DIICOT de trădare și grup infracțional organizat. So we have a video in which the general is going to answer the accusations of these guys of treason and criminal organized crime. I will guess will be the translation. I have a video on that. And I'm not going to read these things here. I'm going to play the video. Here is the video, but I'm going to go in here and I'm going to play this one. All right? But let's read this further from Adevărul Ro. That's another Romanian media outlet. România s-ar fi numit Geția dacă ar fi reușit lovitura de stat. These guys, this is a statement. Romania would have been called Geția, Dacia, but in the Roman way, if the coup d'etat was successful. Comandamentul Vlad Țepeș, the organization Vlad Țepes, Vlad the Impaler, mind you, it was getting ready to regain lost territories. Got that? Okay. So let's go to, this is the organizer right here. Got that? I'm going to talk about some personal things in this video, and I hope you bear with me. It's sad. I feel very sad. So here is Radu Theodoru, the general, is going to talk about the perquisition, I don't know how you call it in English, the raid on his house by the Romanian authorities. He's going to talk about how professional they were and how imbecilic the accusations were and how they tried to pinpoint Călin Georgescu with this organization being the same. There is a manhunt for Romanian patriots and nationalists. That is people who love their nation and they love their country. That's the way it is. Who might hate that? Only an alien. So someone who's afraid that once the Romanians realize that the aliens are in charge might do something about it. Who could that be? Let me think. Could that be the Germans? Could that be the Hungarians? Could that be the Gypsies? Could that be the Jews? Okay. So let's listen to this interview. I will try to translate it. I don't know how is this going to be heard. The Romanian speaking people obviously will know exactly the translation. I will try to make that maybe even, how should I do it? I will let them, let's see how it works. I'm really confused I'm going to make it low, his volume, and I'm going to make my volume a little bit stronger to see if that works. Okay, let's start. He said there is a parallel state that I don't accept. And not even Vlad the Impaler agrees with it. That is the organization. They came to prove So they came to prove that I, Vlad Țepeș, are supporting Georgescu,
și că este o conjurație naționalistă
and that is an organization, a nationalist organization,
care vrea să distrugă statul, care
which wants to destroy the state,
trădează,
traitors,
care nu știu ce.
and whatever.
Trebuie să facem o distinție.
We have to make a distinction here,
Am făcut-o mereu
and I always made,
între
between
ordinul de percheziție,
the arrest, not arrest, the raid order
dat de realism,
issued. I have it right here. You can look and take a picture of it.
dat de
Issued by the prosecutors or whomever it is,
și felul cum au
and the way they
acționat echipa de
and the way the team that showed up to enforce that order, how they behaved.
polițiști.
The police.
Mă rog, a fost
This guy is 101 years old.
simpatic.
He said they were very sympathetic. They were very nice.
O parte
Some.
s-au dus la Maria, care este
They went to Maria, which is or who is
colaboratoarea,
one of my collaborator,
dar care
but which who at her to her home
a dus în pat,
picked her up from her bed,
a urcat
put her in a car, took her here,
și
and
dacă
if
nu s-au gândit
they didn't think
că
that
la 100
at 101 years old
ăsta pot face ceva,
I could have a heart attack with my heart.
că sunt și în tratament,
I have treatment for that, but they didn't think about it.
doctorul meu,
My doctor,
ce ne-au făcut?
what did they do to me?
Când eram aici,
I was sitting down here,
cum mă vedeți,
as you see me.
și au deschis
They opened the door.
eu mă așteptam
I was
pe Maria,
waiting to see Maria
că vine la
to come to the summon, how do you call it, religious procedure. I don't know how you call it when you go in, cross and move on. I can't remember. Processions, not procession. I can't, slujba. And he said, what the hell?
de poliție,
A team of policemen, police people, dressed in uniforms,
cu o doamnă
with a lady, very tall, took pictures
parcă ar fi
like if
aici un tank,
it was a tank here or something.
așa.
What did they tell you?
Mi-au spus că au venit,
They told me that they showed me the warrant. They're gonna raid the house.
bravo băieți,
It's like, bravo, boys, come over.
foarte drăguț,
Very nice people.
am colaborat,
I collaborated exceptional with them.
adică ne-au plantat aici
They planted here
poliții,
a police guy,
ca să nu mi
so I don't move, so I don't hide anything.
și i-am spus poftiți,
And I told, go ahead,
liber în casă.
free liberty, go wherever you want in the home, in the house.
Și Maria i-a luat, i-a primit,
And Maria took them, went around the house. They took.
ce mă deranjează,
What bothers me is
că am un serios,
I had a series that him writing on.
și mi-au luat documente
They took the documents
care îmi lipsesc.
that I missed them right now. But I hope they will give it to me back. They take pictures and give it to me back.
Deci,
So,
în concluzie,
in conclusion,
echipa
the theme
a fost adorabilă
was adorable,
și-a văzut de meserie,
professional.
și-au făcut
They did their paperwork. I signed everything.
și
And
singura obiect
the only objection that I have,
e faptul că au vrut să realizeze surprinderea
they wanted to surprise,
care pe mine putea să rămân paralizat.
that made me
100
maybe get a stroke, being 101.
nu vi se sperii.
You don't come to scare someone. He said, I don't scare because I've seen
Văzut altceva.
many things. I don't get scared, but the surprise that he claims that maybe these guys want to scare him so he can have a heart attack or something. I'm not scared about a team of police boactări. You know what? Romanians, you know what boactăr is? Okay, I will tell you the story about the boactăr. The future is yours, not mine. Our generation got the future ready for you, prepared the future for you. Which the future that you fuck it up. He didn't say that. You just destroy it. You turn it into dust. You play football, soccer with it. My motto is clear. No drop on the street and no window broken. Leave. If not, it's not good for you. I answer the question. Georgescu. Louder. Călin Georgescu candidate. What do you think about him? He said, I'm going to put in parentheses right now. These slimy people, sneaky people from the government, what do they want to do? To put together Georgescu's issue, affair, with us. To make a big process, national process, against the Romanian nationalists. So they want to put them together. Georgescu's nationalists with Țepeș, Vlad Țepeș. Look what they try to do. They are together with the Russians. With I don't know what. That's a crime. He said the parallel state, talking about the Romanian state. Not our state. This is not the Romanian state. This is not the Romanian state, talking about the government. This is not the Romanian government. Călin Georgescu, I knew him for many, many years. He came here at the Grădiștea, probably Grădiștea is a town where he lives. We talked problems, political problems. He made the most elegant electoral campaign. I don't know how to call it, but without bullshit, without Romanian garbage, without cursing, without the dirt, the garbage, the slime with which these politicians nowadays washed one another in electoral campaign. You saw what it was. It was horrible. It was sad. It was jalnic. It was ugly. But he kept himself at a level of a president, not of a trailer trash. Sorry, that's the. He kept himself at a level, not like this. So, which gained my respect. Georgescu's behavior, campaign, the way you run this kind of campaign. We're not implicated. I'm not politically involved. I am implicated in the level of political state, big, like the nation political level, not, he's going to say, not at the party level. These are just embarrassing. The party level politics are embarrassing and sad and garbage. I will give you another flavor. He didn't say garbage. He said gênant, like, you know, very embarrassing. Maybe that's the right word, embarrassing. All right, so this is the traitor. Now, say whatever you want. It doesn't mean that if he's old and if he's seemingly, how do you call it, inoffensive, because we think of old people, or, you know, we're supposed to feel sad because, oh, he's old, but we don't know what he did when he was younger. I mean, he could have been a big this and big that. His way of thinking, his way of looking at things reminds me of older people that I don't know, rubbed shoulders with, I don't know, elbows, however you want to call it in Romania. They have a different attitude. And it's different. Here, nowadays, we're supposed to be sneaky, sly, and that's called being smart. So if you backstab somewhere, if you pull the rug under someone's feet and you run away with the money, that's called you're sneaky, you're smart. In those times, you were called what actually you were, a weasel. A weasel. So this is Radu Theodoru, the general. What can I tell you, my friends? I'm disappointed. I'm sad. This is a hunt for the patriots, the nationalists in Romania. Who might want that? Who might hunt us? Only someone who doesn't love Romania, I would say. They try to pinpoint these guys with the Russians and all. It's the same garbage as here. They just follow orders. Obviously, I don't have evidence to confirm or contradict or deny the allegations. Remember, they are allegations. If tomorrow someone will write, or the intelligence services in Romania will say that I am a traitor, you would never know. You will never know the truth. The same here. They come with accusations and information that you don't see. I watched a video, a very interesting video. I don't like this person. His name is Becali, not the Gigi Becali. And he was asked about Georgescu. And Romanians are very familiar with Gigi Becali. I'm using it because I don't like him, but he's not an imbecile. And he said, well, if I were Georgescu, he said, I would ask, where's the documents? Give me the documents. What evidence you have? If you don't have any evidence, just leave me alone. The same here. Where is the evidence? The evidence is this. Some, the prosecutors, say these guys have connections with the Russians, were trained in Russia, want to change the name, wanted to overthrow. Where is the evidence? Will you ever be allowed to face the evidence, to know the evidence? I don't think so. I do not think so. But by that standard, anyone can say anything about you, and I'm talking about the government, and the newspapers will write exactly what these guys wrote. You are accused of this, based on what? Well, the intelligence services, they can't, they have the information and the allegations. Unfortunately, this is the same thing to a certain extent that happened to the Romanian intelligentsia, the Polish intelligentsia, and Hungarian intelligentsia after the fall of the Second World War, and when we, Eastern Europe, were left to the criminal Soviets by the free world, by you. So you owe me reparations. So after that, the Soviets, when they were given our nations, our countries, and they planted aliens in charge of our countries, the Poles know that, the Romanians know that. I will mention only Hanna Robinson, Anna Pauker, and many others, Walter Roman, and other names. When that happened, these guys started decimating the Romanian intelligentsia, showing up at your house, picking you up in the middle of the night, and getting you to somewhere. And at that time, it was the canal, building the canal. That means you would be over there in a gulag kind of environment. You would die. And that was the Romanian intelligentsia. So the Romanian intelligentsia cannot teach and spread the word that these guys are just, aliens, and what they say they're lying. And then they infected our culture, our history, our traditions, our political system, our intelligence services, our military, with these people. So Romania was under occupation. And then, yes, Gheorghe Gheorghe, that president of Romania, he was not a president, he didn't have the name of president. Ceausescu had the first president of Romania. So Gheorghe Gheorghe got rid of these guys, including took care of the foreigners, the aliens from Romanian intelligence services, military, and so on. So he kind of cleared a house, and then he's got a quick cancer and he died, and then Ceausescu took over. So, and they killed Ceausescu like a dog. The same guys, I would suspect, the same traitors, with the support of Romanian traitors, obviously. It's always going to find people who are dissatisfied of something and whatever. So, yes, my friends, this is the situation in Romania, and I lived through that. Not to that extent. I have, as I mentioned in another video of mine, and I'm not saying this to, have a little, how should I call it, sad party for me or something. My grandfather was born in the United States of America. And he had a United States of America's birth certificate, so was a U.S. citizen. He, in between the wars, he went to college in Romania, which was a big deal. He became an engineer, mechanical engineer, electromechanic, I think he was. And that was bad. His father, my great-grandfather, made a lot of money in the United States of America and came to Romania, and he was called a cabur, which was bad when the communists took over. Those were the main target, the caburi, the people with the Romanians with land, with properties, the intelligentsia, the intelligence, people with professors, teachers. By the way, the other grandfather of mine was a professor, so he was also hunted by both the Soviets from Soviet Union and the Romanians. And then you would get the priests, obviously, and doctors and people who had knowledge about things. They could spread the word and they could oppose these guys, the thugs that were planted from Soviet Union by the non-Russians in Soviet Union, non-Russians. So be careful when you say Russia, and that's before 1989. The Rushi, the Russians. Well, it's not the Russians. Look at the names, my friends. All right. So my grandfather, the American one, he had a few things on his, like, bad stuff, considered bad for the communists. One, he came from a wealthy family. Second, he was an intelligentsia, engineer. Third, he was born in the United States of America. So in one evening, when the family had dinner, they knocked at his door. He opened the door in a button shirt. It was winter. I think it was December. They say, "You come with us." And they took him out in front of his family, and they took him for 2 weeks. They thought they killed him. It was in the 50s. And then after 2 weeks, he got back. They brought him back. Now, what happened in those 2 weeks? I have no idea. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, because he was never asked and he never told. So I was lucky. Well, he died at 48. So let's put it this way, my grandfather. So again, arguing with the beautiful people from Bucharest. He had a heart attack and so on. So anyway, he died in Bucharest. My point here is that these guys could just show up at your house and just do whatever they want. And the same thing is right now. And that goes along with my point, my friends. We're not much different than the humans 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. We're just a little bit more like a veneer. We appear to look nice, but underneath we're the same garbage. And if you think that these guys are going to be shy of taking care of Georgescu and whomever they want with their apparatus, You're just kidding yourselves. Well, we'll see what's going on with these guys, but it's no surprise for me. It's just that I'm sad. I'm sad. I don't know if I, after I say this, and I go to Romania, if I ever go to Romania, and I'm not coming in Romania on top of a tank, I will not be arrested or something. It's not impossible whatsoever. They do whatever they want. The law and the justice system and the politicians and all this is just really a farce. A farce. A farce. Here is a farce too, but at least these guys let you live a little bit. They make you believe that you have, freedom of speech and you have this and that. Over there, no, they're a little bit more primitive. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.